Now again, on this video, I have the normal stuff I usually go through to show you the variety of cards, a special topic, some other information. But I'm going to start off with the what sold. I sold 14 cards, but they were all on eBay. I sold nothing on Etsy. $70 on eBay? That's fine. Etsy comes around. Etsy is kind of ups and downs. It's not got the traffic that eBay had. But with the special topic today, I'm going to talk about topical postcards. It's the most common way collectors categorize their postcards. So after what's sold, I'll get into that a little bit. Then I got a poll. The largest lot of postcards you purchase for resale. A lot of people go out there and buy the real big lots. They buy small lots. They buy a handful. They go to antique malls. I was looking for the common, average, what come out of the poll, out of the people that participated from this channel, what was their normal buy? And I think we got a best practice out of this one as well. Then I got viewer comments. Now one of the comments you want to stick around is they asked to see how I store and inventory my hard goods and my action figure and toys. So I did a little clip to show you that, and I also got some information to where I was like a year and a half ago with a huge toy inventory in the toy business to where I downsized to now. I got some pictures and a little conversation at the end of the video, so you want to stick around for that. But remember, down at the bottom of your screen, I put chapters or timelines in, so you can skip around all you want to the places that you like. It's like 4 videos in one, and then you can come back and watch it, or you can just watch it all while you list and pop your head up every once in a while. So what sold? 14 cards on eBay. Shouldn't take too long to go through. Not all ships either. This one is just a view card, an aerial view of Kinzu Valley Reservoir, Warren, Pennsylvania. Unposted. This one is Menamusha, Maine. Another view card of the harbor. This was posted in 1956. Now I did sell a naval cover. These are little ship covers, and this is the USS Tuscaloosa. Right there is the cancel. That's what they're looking for right there. $4.55. It'll go eBay standard envelope now for 57 cents instead of me putting a stamp and a label on it. Next one is a ship. This is one of those publisher cards, USS Missouri. You can see the guys in the boat there. Standard size postcard, $4.55. All these cards sold for $4.55 today. I think there might be a $6.55 in here. Longfellow's Wayside Inn, South Sudbury, Massachusetts. Linen card, unposted, $4.55. Next one is the Oakley Park Red Shirt Shrine. I don't know, kind of weird. Just a house that says it's shrine. Got a writing tab, but it's a divided back. Not really a writing tab, it's got information. And it's a chrome card. You can feel it's a little bit trimmed down from a standard. It's not 3.5, it's about 3. Then you got the USS Mint, Philadelphia. Divided back card, older one, 1913, Philadelphia Mint. World War Memorial Monument, Danville, Illinois, south of me about 3 hours. White border card, right there. And they had 20 cents, flea market price on there, 20 cents. So the next one is a boat, USS Coronado. It's a 3.5 by 5.5 standard card. Nice looking boat. Ship. $4.55. Next one is the Providence Courthouse, white border card, Rhode Island. Unposted. Has $1 right up there. I don't take those off. Nice solid card stock on that one. You can feel a difference on those older cards. Now this one is an older divided back, but it's not as thick as that one. 1909. This is the Philadelphia Masonic Temple. This way. Got a little writing tab down there. When you see a writing tab, sometimes you think they're going to be undivided backs, but this one's a divided back. So there's the line right there. And 1909, that's right after 1908 when they did that. Next one is a print. This is the Civil War sloop. I guess sloops or ships. Housatonic. Look at that name there. It says all that information right in the back there. It's a Civil War sloop. Now this is in the package because I've sold out of this one too. So this one is sold out. So I'll make sure I zero out my quantity or get rid of the listing so I don't have what everybody says happens and something sells that wasn't there anymore. I can always make a mistake on the quantity, so I want to make sure I'm zeroed out. Next one is Periwinkle by the Sea, Buddy Hales, Panama City, Florida. Multi-view mosaic of different cards in there. Very nicely done. And the last one is another print, and this is the USS Davis. And this is that lighter cardstock they printed these. I have the original negatives of all these prints. So I have those. So those are my photos. 14 cards, all on eBay, $70, 0 on Etsy. Now let me get into the special topic of topical postcards. And while I do that, I'll show you some pictures that I picked out for Topical. Now, Topical is one of the most prevalent postcards you're going to find out there, along with view cards. So it was kind of hard to pick out some, but I did my best on picking them out. And I'll show you here some of them that I picked out. So topicals are an important category that includes all topics except those seen view cards that refer to a location. Now keep with me here. There is some gray area with topicals and views. Topographical card is a European term for a postcard whose imagery captures the landscape of a particular place. In the United States, these are commonly referred to as view cards. So a lot of people get topicals and topographical mixed up, but what I'm reading is topographical is a European term for a view card, which we call view cards. And certain images, however, can be classified as both view card and topical, such as a specific city hall or bridge. A little bit of crossover, so it depends. Is it right or wrong? I get a lot of questions. Is this a topical card or a view card? I don't think it's going to make a difference for the sale, what you put in there. It's just how you classify it, for your knowledge. There are no set standards as how topical postcards are categorized. There's none out there I can really find. There's some best practices and stuff like that, but it's kind of elusive. Topical postcards are not views. They are topics. Cars, boats, trains, birds, airplanes, for example. Those are the topical postcards. They're not views or topographical if you're European. Topical postcards are one of the most used ways collectors categorize and collect their postcards. A lot of them put them in there, like all the rhinoceroses, all the flamingos, stuff like that. They say that's one of the most used ways that people collect and sort their postcard. Now remember, there's crossover and is all over these classifications and different things, and it takes a trained eye sometimes to really get to the details, but sometimes they say the devil's in the details, but I don't think the sale is. It's really the subject and how you title your title and your price. So I don't think most people are going to search by topic or view. They're going to search by boat, ship, train, car, Buick, Chevy, stuff like that. So I wouldn't get caught up that much in there. It's nice to know so you can speak to speak, walk to walk, but it's not as important to me if it's a topic or a view. It could be either way on some of them, but I don't think that's going to really change a person's mind of clicking that buy button. But what are topical postcards worth? Difficult to put out there because there's just so many. It's not a really targeted thing. So what I did is I went out there and I grabbed what I could that I thought were topical on there, and I'll give you some examples, and we'll go through the sold high, sold low, stuff like that. Now the first one here, sold high. This was an original listing for $500 for King Bull Stallion, Thoroughbred, 1963 Cloverdale Farms, Virginia horse stud postcard. So this is a horse. It's from a stud farm, I think. King Bull. They wanted $500 or best offer, and they took the best offer, and they shipped it for $4. What do you think they got for it? Now there is a way to see this. If you don't know, and if you have a store with Terapeak, you can go to your store and go to research at the top and open Terapeak and put this title in there. And this is what I did here. So King Bull sold for $120. They were asking $500 and they took $120. That is a huge swing. So they were just betting on the house at first, but they took $120 for that horse card. And that's a topic, that's a horse. But that's how you can see if they do best offer. You can go into Terapeak and do that. I don't do it that often because I kind of know what someone will do, but would I pick King Bull out as a $120 postcard? Probably not. I'm just not into horses. I don't know that. So that would have been put up with my margin, and someone would have swiped it out of my store and go put it up for $120. Does not bother me. I just don't know horses. You can't know everything. But now you know. King Bull horse card, $120. Next one is kind of interesting also. A topic of a San Diego, California linen postcard auto Buick dealership. So it's a Buick dealership. And look at that. That is one cool card. But is it worth $340, $338? So I said, I need to go look at the other dealerships. So I went out and grabbed 2 other dealerships that I found. One is a Dodge and one is a Plymouth. One sold for $50.50 and the other one $18.59. What is so special about that $340 card? I think the way it looks with those arches and stuff like that. I didn't see any other. I tried to search and find another one of those and I didn't. So you might want to keep your eye out there. So topics, there's money in topical cards. It's the subject. What is it? And doing a little research. Now, will I research every card, every horse card now? No. I'm going to get my margin for I want. I'm not worried about missing out on a few things, but I'm not going to spend a half hour. But if I see these now, I might take a little swing real quick and do a comp just to see what's sold. That's what these special topics are for, is to get you interested in a card and show you the varieties. Just like the what solds. What have I sold? Maybe you saw that card in the lot and hey, he got $5 for that thing. I'm putting it up for $1 or $2. I might be able to get $4.50 for it. Horse, King Bull, $120. Then you get into an airplane. A Piper, 1944 Piper, $26 plus $3 shipping, so a $30 card. Airplanes is something you just want to do a quick comp on just to check yourself. It's not bad. There's some high ones, middle ones, so I'd say the average of topicals on the high end, I'd say $30 to $50. Your outliers and stuff, you kind of got to throw those out in your low ones and look at the average and say, does this card fall in the average? Is it higher or lower? Where does it fall on your scale? Where should I price this? If I have a $4 to $6 card, it's going up for $4.55, unless I know I can get those extra $2 out of it. So most of the time my cards go between $4 to $6, $5 to $6 on the topic chromes and stuff like that. The ones I deal with and divide it back down to chrome. Now we get into the sold low. This is your people that go out there and I guess they want to sell postcards, not make any money. First one, vintage postcard, Eastern Airlines. Eastern Airlines, good to have in the title. It's an older airline, no longer around. DC-7, they got that plane on there, airplane. And they killed it at the end, long ago. Who searches on long ago? That's the first time I've ever seen long ago. Usually, they got vintage up front and they got long ago on the end. No one searches on long ago. You could have used that to put something else in there, that space. But $1.19, I think they're underpriced. They can get it more for that on there. Next one, San Francisco cable card, postcard. Not posted. Not posted is an item specific that they can see it in the image. They can search on posted or unposted. Why put it in the title? No one is searching for not posted. If they do search for it, it'll be in the item specifics. That's my thinking. Challenge me on it, but me with titles, I can be critical of them, but there are some good titles out there. It's just massaging the way I've learned and what I see. And you're going to see it differently, and the other person's going to see it differently. But not posted in caps, and this thing's all in caps. We talked about that before. It's hard to read. But that's a common card that I've seen before. I've sold that card many times between $4 and $6. There's no reason to put that card up there with free shipping for 99 cents. People will buy that card. It might sit for a while. Sell-through rate is 1 to 2%. But that is not a 99-cent card. It's not a quarter box card to me. It's a trolley. It's a cable card. It is pretty prevalent out there, but it does sell. I've sold it many times. Pole Street, they don't have that on there. Pole, I think it's Polk or something. There's a street where that turnaround, that's a turnaround on the cable card thing. They need to put cable car turnaround in there. People eat that stuff up. Next one is motorcycle taxi. That is one cool postcard. Motorcycle taxi. 3 wheels, vehicles, Thailand. Motorcycle taxi. Us in the States love stuff like that. Play it up. That is not a dollar card. You can probably get more for it. It might hurt a little bit for being foreign. Played up on that a little bit more on the tri-wheel motorcycle taxi. Stuff like that sell. So these guys are really low on their stuff. I could go all day long about these types of cards that I sell. Now, do I know exactly what they're worth? No, but I think that airplane one and that taxi one could do definitely more. And that trolley one I've sold before, so I don't even need to comp it. I know what it sells. Now we get into what people list things for. Now remember, with topics, it can be different. The sky's the limit. I mean, the low price that people are putting for 99 cent auctions, but the high price. Now this one looks like a reprint to me. Circa 1914 is that Excelsior motorcycle with rear fender rack, RPPC. But it's not, it's an RPPC. But I would probably take a closer look at that. It just, when I looked at the image, it looked, I wasn't for sure it's a real RPPC. But without having it in your hand, you're looking at a flat picture. Remember, your people are buying a flat picture. So sometimes on there. But $149, I can't tell you if it is or not. I'm not a motorcycle guy. I didn't really look up if there's any more out there. So maybe they did their homework and they're getting the best offer. But $9.30 shipping. That's what caught my eye. That's why I put it up here. Why do this for $9.30? Are they looking for insurance? That might be a priority in insurance. But now you just went up to $160. So that could be stopping people from even considering a best offer because of your shipping. Put that in, I would put it into the price and then just do first class shipping. And then when you go to sell it, upgrade to priority. So your shipping is competitive with everybody else. I've seen that done before too. Next one, this is kind of a neat looking card. It's got those colors, that retro color and that look. Original 1964 Mustang Indy Pace Car, color postcard, rare, new old stock, Shelby, Autosport. Take the word rare out. Original. How do you know it's an original? It wasn't reprinted. I mean, subjective terms, that's an item specific you can do in there, but you're just telling the person that no one else has is this is the original one. So you're saying original stack, new old stock. How do you know that? Is it used? All that's in the item specifics. So you just want to put up there postcard 1964 Mustang Indy Pace card. Color postcard. I can see it's a colored postcard. No one's searching on colored postcard. But that card, $485, I'd have to go out and check, but to my gut feeling, I would just pass. I probably wouldn't even look at it any closer. I'm not a car guy. Now the next one, if you go out and look at my videos on Chrome cards, right here, what do you got this guy flying a kite, skiing. They got 5750 on this card. I could probably tell you almost who the seller is maybe with that price. But 5750 for a Chrome card of a skier, 5750. Now let's take a look at the lows. And what is the first one? $1.50. I can get two of these. The same card and another kite, water skier, for $1.50. If they're searching by price, which one are they going to sell or buy? 5750, and there's one out there for $1.50. How easy was it for me to go out and do that? I did this in less than 5 minutes. I found these listings. Not that hard. Kite water skiing isn't, you can find it. So that's your extreme. So you got to be very, very careful looking at things, because you might do the listed high $57.50 and stop there, but you didn't look at the low and you found one for $1.50 and you got your card out there for $48.50 and it's just sitting not selling. Well, you didn't look and see if there's a $1.50 one out there. That's why I do the sold high, sold low, list high, list low on cards I want to research, just to give me a feel. And if I want to dig deeper, I go deeper. If I go deeper, 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 I can do that. I got a stack of cards here that I just need to go really deep on, because I know there's money in them, but I haven't got to them yet. So I need to sit down one night and knock those out. Here's that cable car again, 99 cents. These are pretty common cards, but I sell these cards all the time, $4 to $6. Cable cars, trolleys sell. They're not worth $50, some of these Chrome cards, but San Francisco stuff does well like this. The cables and trolleys, make sure you get it in the titles. And it's all caps. Not posted again. Here's another airplane for Eastern Airlines. It's probably the same seller. $1.59. You can get $4 to $6 for these, or more for these cards. I know they're probably prevalent out there, but that's an airline issued card. it's even more. You can do more with it. But I would not sell a defunct airline card for any lower than what I $4.55. Like with my ships. Yeah, I see Navy ships all the time for 99 cents, $1. I see them for $30. Mine are $4.55. I'm the ship guy that you come to and you get a volume discount. I sell in mass quantities of those ships. I want to move the ships. I got a lot of them. And I can do that because I bought them right. I bought them for a very low price. So I can push those out on there. But these airline cards, all these low ones, they need to go up. You're not making any money. The fees and stuff are going to eat them up. But there's not much we can do. The market's out there, but there's just a huge swing. So you want to be very careful with that. But that's topical cards, not topographical. Remember, that's European for view card, what we call view cards. That's the way I understand it, and that's what I'm sticking to. So topical and view cards in the States, topical and topographical in European. So remember, it's not a view, it's a topic. Trains, cars, boats, water skier. Things you can put your finger on is what I do. If I can put my finger on it easily, like I can touch that water skier, I can touch that train, then I think of it as topical. And again, is it going to get you any money if you put topical or view in the title? I don't think so. A lot of postcard people are not going to search on that. But that's topical postcards. Who knew? Polls. Every Saturday morning I try to put a poll out in the community tab. If you go to the main YouTube page, you'll see community at the top on there. Or if you subscribe and hit that bell notification, I'm pretty sure you'll get dinged when I put a new poll out. And you can just go in and look at it real quick, see what people are doing, and participate. The more people get participating in there, the more we'll get a best practice. This one is, what is the largest lot of postcards you have purchased to resell? And the reason, like I said before, is to understand how people are buying cards. I love large lots, but they're getting harder and harder and few to find. So I wanted to see what people were buying. So 50 to 100 cards at a time is 11%. So 10% of the people are buying 100 or below. That's a good stack, about like this. 100 to 500 is 13%, so not much more, still 10%. So 50 to 500 is 20%. 500 to 1,000 is 20%. Now a white box can hold about that, 7 to 800. A longer box, sometimes you can get 1,000. Just depends, sleeved or not sleeved. So 800 in there. So that's how I kind of gauge it. Then 1,000 to 2,000 is 34%. So a lot of people on this channel have bought 1,000 to 2,000 cards. And then I had 23% with other. And I got some comments here that'll help with that. My biggest buy was the ship haul. I've gotten over a quantity of over 90,000 postcards. Now individual listings is lower, but the quantity of it is huge. I also bought a $10,000 to $15,000 lot before too, and I bought some 800 or 8,000s and 5,000 and 6,000. I haven't done that in a while because I had so many cards, and I still have so many cards. And if someone came to me with a big lot of them, I would look at it. And I've been pretty strict about what I'm buying now. I don't want a lot of these or greetings and stuff like that. So I think that's cut down what I'm looking at. I've had a couple people come in with a big collection, but they were all attic burned and greeting cards or old holiday cards, stuff I don't do as I learned for resale. I would say more in the 500 to 1,000 now is what I'm looking at. But old to new treasures said their highest was 4,500. Then he sold 66 cards out of it and made his money back already along with $400 profit. So he bought 4,500 cards, sold 66 of them, got his money back. Ralph Funk says he bought a 17,000 and it has been the most at one time. It doesn't take many sales to earn my investment back. Again, a lot of cards, didn't take many cards to get back. Big groups are not very common. Absolutely. I agree with him right there. Thanks, Ralph. And thanks, Old and New Treasure, for your thing. Dad Dude says, my largest lot so far was just over 3,000 cards. I drove across 2 states to get them. Now, you got to remember, if you're driving a lot to get a certain amount of cards, and that adds to the cost of cards. What your gas, your time, and stuff like that. But if you're taking a ride out there and just want to take a ride, you do it. I've driven a long ways to get stuff before, too. But thanks, Dad Dude. Julie Green says approximately 13,000 cards. I thought my husband was going to strangle me. He just shook his head and said, well, that's a lot of work. I replied to Julie and said, he'll come around. My wife helped me carry all these ship cards. The lady actually drove the car up to my front door. I bought the cards, they were in Florida, and her friend was coming to Chicago. So they loaded up this lady's car, and it's sitting down. There's so much weight. It just like pushed down on there, and she pulls up. If you look at the video on the ship card, the back door opens up and it's just nothing but postcards. So we brought them all into the living room through the front door. It was 5 feet from my front door. That's how close she was. And once I thanked her and everything, she took off because she was coming home from Florida to see her mom. So it was like free delivery almost. And then we had to bring them downstairs. So to get them out of the car and downstairs was an hour or so. And my wife helped me with that, and she kind of says, oh, this is a lot. I know what you mean. But I would love to do another one like that of trains or space or something like that. Is what I'm looking for on there. But that was a deal of, I will never get a deal like that again, delivered to my front door. It was the people I bought it from were the best sellers ever. And I would do business with them in a second. Now Kelly is a long-time postcard seller, and he has almost 30,000 cards listed now, and he's constantly buying and looking at stuff and wheeling and dealing. He did 15 to 20,000, but smaller lots tend to be the best buys. I'm with Kelly and Ralph on this. They're harder. The big ones are harder to get lately, and the smaller ones, like I bought that special collection from the guy in California, and I paid $1,200 plus $1,300 for it, for 1,500 cards. I paid up about 82 cents per card. But my list cost, what I listed them all for, was over $10,000. But these were, I knew they were in 8 albums, and this guy took a long time to do it. There. So those are the ones you want to look for. I'm with Kelly and Ralph on this exactly. The smaller ones are the ones I like. I like when estate sales, and you go in there. Now you get a lot of foreign or stuff like that, but sometimes they're already curated in the categories for you and everything like that. So, but I'm with those guys. Thanks, Kelly, and everybody for participating and leaving comments. It helps me with the videos. It helps me get the message out there. But look for these polls and participate. We had, as of this time, when I did the snapshot of the poll here, 47 people. And give it another month, it'll probably be up to like 60. So I'm very happy with the poll responses. And it really helps everybody out. You should go and look at the history in the community tab of where you think something was and it's not. I spent a little bit the other day looking through there, and I was amazed at some of the responses. I'm saying, wow, that is a little different than I thought. Now we're going to get into viewer comments, and stick with me to last comment. I got a little clip on how I store and manage my action figures, and about where I was with the toys and where I've come to today, to the present. Like Back to the Future. I just sold the Back to the Future DeLorean, one of the cars, and I'll see if I can grab that here in a second and I'll show you. It's a really cool buy from the distributor. I bought that last year. But C Delight said, thanks for another timely video, Mark. I'm always surprised when people on YouTube say it's too much of a hassle to file a claim. So I did a video about eBay Standard Envelope shipping protection. If you haven't seen that video and you use eBay Standard Envelope and you don't know what a claim is, check that video out. You can get your money back. If you mail a postcard to someone and they say they did not receive it, that video will walk you through what you need to do. And it's easy. And we need to use it so it stays around. It's total protection. If I ship that postcard to a buyer with eBay Standard Envelope and they come back and say they didn't receive it and they want a refund, I can refund the customer, and then in 30 days I can go and put a claim in and get my money back. Customer got his money, I get my money back. Now if I mailed that postcard, no one wants to use first eBay Standard Envelope, I'm still doing first class, you do first class, and the customer didn't get it, you got to fight with the post office and eBay. That eBay Standard Envelope protection is just so simple. It's easier than dealing with a refund, stuff like that. So you want to check that video out. I go by detail on how to do that. But that's what he's talking about. See the Lights file, I filed twice and both claims were settled quickly. Yeah, it's really fast. I had my money back in 24 hours for the ones I did a week ago when I did the video. They're just super to work with. So thanks, See the Lights. Tula Wandolowski, thank you for sharing information. Appreciate your positive attitude. Have a great day. Yeah, I try to stay positive. I'm too old to get negative all the time about that stuff. I'm not here to downgrade everything. I'm here to learn how to work around things. eBay makes a change. Everybody starts throwing videos up and then the sky is falling. I said, okay, they did that. Now how can I work around it? What do I need to do to get back on track is what I like to do. They're going to make changes. They're going to add fees. They're just like us. They're in business. Not everyone's going to like it. And some people are going to capitalize on stuff like that. You just got to read between the lines. You don't know the whole story. What's going on. Do we like it? No, never. But we got to learn how to work around it. Either use it or don't use it. Stuff just like eBay standard envelope. I enjoy using it. It's easy. Print, peel, and stick. Now I got the protection. It's just put it out the door. I don't have to go out and buy stamps. I don't have to put labels. I don't have to do all that stuff. I just print it with that like I do everything else. And now with getting rid of HIP, I haven't bought stamps in forever. So every time I go to the post office, you need stamps, you need stamps. I used to buy a ton of stamps. But thanks, Tula. Now, the last question is the one that I was telling you about. People have asked me this, and I always said I was going to do it. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do it on this video. I see on your recent videos, you also sell action figures. Action figures are Marvel and DC Comics, the Superman figures and stuff like that. Could you show how you store them? So here's a little clip I did. Just separate than this video. I had to walk over to my area. It's right, if I turned out of my office here and go down about 20 steps, it's right at the other end of the basement there. And it's 2 racks and you'll see that. So it's not far at all for me to go over and get them where I got them stored now. I couldn't do that before, and I'll show you in a minute about that. But let's take a look at this clip. Okay, so over here is the inventory area in the basement. It's just a little cubby hole where we used to have a treadmill and stuff in there. And back over there is just some utility stuff. But I got 2 racks, 15 boxes each, so there's 30 boxes. Each one can hold 20 to 30 items, depends on what they are. But each one has a number, and they're in sequential order. This is the number I put in the custom label field. And inside, each item has an inventory number. Like this one's Captain America, and he's 28322. This one's Iron Man, 28323. Because if you notice, they're both the same. So I want to make sure I grab the right one. It's not as important now, those numbers, as it used to be. And I'll show you that in just a minute on a couple pictures of how big my toy thing was before I downgraded last year or so. Up here is a bunch of other things. You get over here, I got some bigger sets from Master of the Universe. I got the new Star Wars figures in here. So everything is in its place, and keep it there. Now these on the floor, those 2 over there are 2 dinosaur ones that didn't fit in a box. They're already pre-packed, and they probably, I'm not for sure if they're going to sell. If not, they'll go to the flea market. These 4 cases here are brand new action figures, about 32 of them. Probably 2 of these boxes will be donated to charity this year, the local police department, to give to kids in need. But everything is just full of action figures. And they don't sell like they used to because I don't have 3,000 to 4,000. I got maybe 600 items total on there quantity wise, about 170 listings. Because I might have 8 or 10 of one thing. But that's how I do the inventory for my action figures. Now let's get back to the other video. Okay, so that's how I did it. Everything's really nice and close now, all organized in 30 boxes. That's basically my limitation. That's what I buy to fill those boxes up. And if I don't have room in the boxes, I'll set it here for a little bit until I get room in the box. But I don't sell as much of that as I used to a year and a half ago. Where was I a year ago? So here's a picture of just one aisle in one of my storage units. I had almost 200 of these boxes full of action figures and hard toys in 2 units. Then I went down to one long one. I think I went down to about 180 boxes. I had sometimes 5,000-6,000 listings, items, with quantity at sometimes. And here's a typical day. This was a typical day sometimes of me packing. And the post office I did a pickup at my house. They would bring a special van over to get these boxes. And here's one of the big hauls. This was an auction. These were all brand new, great looking condition action figures. This was just maybe a tenth of what I got. And these were all special action figures, older ones from the 80s and 90s. But I just had tables and tables, and behind there I just had boxes in there. I think it was 2 weekends for the auction, and it took like 4 truckloads and 2 carloads to get it home. Make sure we don't bend anything on there. But those were great to list because I didn't have to clean them. I didn't have to take a price tag off, and they had a barcode on them. I just scanned them, boom, put them up, and I didn't have a lot of duplicates. And I actually met the original owner of these at the auction, and he told me how he collected them. But those have basically all sold now. The hardest one I did was this one. This is a picture of a guy's house. This is just one of the rooms of a hoarder house. The house had no electricity or utility service. It was a house they didn't use. He would go out and buy out toy stores like KB Toys and stuff like that, and he would just toss these toys in these rooms. Look at that pile. That is the kitchen. Up in the top there, that's the top of the cupboards. That's how much action figures were in there. So me and my father-in-law went down for the 17-foot U-Haul. I bought one of the rooms. And my friend turned me on to this, the one I buy my packing material down south, about 2 hours away. So I bought rented the biggest U-Haul truck I could, and went down, and we couldn't fit it all in there. I had to turn some stuff away. But this is just an example of some of the things. I filled up 2 storage units like this of boxes of dinosaurs and stuff. I found a $400, $500 action figure in this mess, but I made so much money off of this. It was ridiculous, but it took a lot of work. There was a lot of garbage here because a lot of those boxes did not make it. A lot of those cardboard stuff, I had to take them out of the package. I know a lot about the toys, so it didn't take me long to figure them out. It was interesting. I didn't want to do it again. But it took me and right before the lockdown happened is when I got all this stuff. So I had 3 full units of inventory right before lockdown, plus my big long unit of all my other stuff that's already listed. So I was good. I was great. That's all dinosaurs. That's where I've come from, the toys. And what I did is I downsized to what you just saw because it was becoming too much more work. It was the constant and stuff. I didn't want to do that anymore. So I made a decision. I wanted to just basically focus on postcards and a small portion of toys. I will probably, in the next 2 years, go down to 1 rack. As that stuff sells, I'm not buying as much anymore. Plus, the market is kind of dried up on some of the action figures. They can't ship them to me like I used to get. Can't find them. People want too much money for them now. Stuff like that. That's where I want to be. I want to be basically postcards in the next 3 to 5 years. And just do that. It's more conducive with what I want to do. We'll be doing some traveling and stuff, so I don't want to box up and do all that stuff anymore. But that's everything about Topical Postcards. A little bit about my other side business I do. It is profitable, let me tell you that. But remember, Topical Postcards in the United States is not topographical. Topographical in Europe is view cards. And I did a video on view cards. So there's topical and view cards in the States. And this video right here will talk about view cards. I sell them all the time, all day long. I sell topical and view chrome cards all the time. Check this video out. Thanks for watching. That's all I got for you today. Good luck out there. Bye.